Hello everyone, so Mistral has introduced a new OCR model which we will explore in this video, including a hands-on examination. Let's take a closer look at their release. First, the model is not open source, so it can't be downloaded directly. Instead, it's available through their API. One notable feature about this model is its ability to extract not only text but also images and other elements, returning them in a suitable format. For our use case, we will see how to enhance a basic RAG application by parsing PDF files in Arabic, which is more challenging than other languages because it's written from right to left. First, we will use Mistral OCR for the text and image extraction. Then we will summarize the image's content using a second model called Pixtral, which is also accessible from the same API key. This process augments the content, allowing the RAG application to answer questions related to the information present, not only in the text, but also in the images. So, before we dive into the code, check out my last blog post where I break everything down step by step. I've also included a Python notebook with all the code, so you can follow along and experiment easily. So we have this Mistral OCR notebook. The first thing we need to do is to install Mistral. Then we will import all the libraries like Path, Mistral, Display and Markdown and user data. Then we will create our client based on the API key. As usual, I'm using the API key that I retrieved from Mistral AI lab platform. You can create here, once you create your account, you can generate API keys. I saved them here in the notebook secrets, and then with the userdata.get I can create the client directly without hard coding the API. First we will start by PDF parsing. I have this PDF, which is the Palestine Wikipedia page. First we need to upload the PDF, then we run these two pieces of codes to create the signed URL, and once we have the signed URL we can create our OCR response based on the Mistral OCR latest, that's our model, and the signed URL that we have created based on the PDF we have. And we need to include image base 64 equal true to tell the model that we need to parse the images also. The OCR response will contain the content of the markdown for each page, and also, as you can see here, the image, the OCR image object with their related image base 64. That's the completed output, and let's see how we can split it out. The first thing we can see is the model used by using OCR response.model. Also we can see the usage info by using OCR response.usage info. Here we can see the number of pages processed is 2 and the document size in bytes. And to start getting the information from the response, first we need to get OCR response.pages. Then we can firstly see, for example, the first page, which with the index 0. We can see for this page we have one picture and the markdown text related to it. We can also get the markdown separately by adding .markdown, and the image separately by adding .images. So here we have this piece of code that will encode the image from the P64 to the actual image itself, the image being saved. Let's see it. Okay, so we have this image here. Okay, maybe now it's a good time to see the complete PDF. Okay, so here's the PDF. It contains 2 pages, one with a table and one with the image, and the rest is considered as a text. Okay, so let's continue. Instead of having the B64, we will replace the image in the complete markdown to have the markdown containing the image and the text. Okay, so for the table, it's not very well parsed, but it's organized. So this first row, the first row represents the column's name, and after that, whenever you have 2 like this next to each other, it means a second column will start, and the values are very well organized. That's the name of each city and the information related to it. Okay. The next step is to improve the PDF parsing with image summarization. We are creating this image summarization function that will create summarization of this image and replace the image with its summary. So here we will use a second model, which is Pixtral 12 billion. It's accessible with the same API. So all you need to do is to create the client. With the prompt, here I asked the model to analyze the content of the image and provide a detailed summary, including description of any visible text. For example, here, this information here, the name of the national anthem, Palestinian national anthem. It's textual information that we are asking the model to parse it. Objects, diagrams, graphs, and charts. The summary should be in the same language as the original image, and the summary should be a text. And then we need to define the message for the chat. First, we send the prompt, which is a text, and then we send the image, which is an image URL, and we don't send the image itself, but we send the base64 representation of the image. Okay? The max token is 1000 and the temperature is 0.2, and the model will return the image summary that represents that image. Okay? So this function here to clean the base64, and here we are going to replace the image with summary in Markdown. So the summary will take the place of the image in the Markdown to keep the flow of the text. We're not going to put the summary at the end, we are going to put it in place of the image. Okay, so let's run those. Okay, first we can see that the title is not very well parsed. Some characters are being misplaced or misrecognized, but what we care about here is that the image summary is being added, and we can see that there is a lot of information representing the logo, the flag colors, and also, for example, here we have the map, and a lot of information that being extracted from the image itself. Okay, so now we can see that with that we enhanced the information from the PDF to a complete Markdown with an image summarization that gave us an additional paragraph with new information. So let's test with a basic RAG pipeline, how will that work? So first, let's see when we feed the RAG pipeline the original PDF itself. Okay, so for that we are going to use PyPDF, LangChain Community, LangChain Mistral, and LangChain Chroma to use it as our vector database. Okay, first let's import the PDF. Then we need to create our chat Mistral AI from LangChain. For that we need to pass the API key manually. Okay, here we are going to create the RAG pipeline. First we initialize the text splitter with a chunk size of 200 and chunk overlap of 20. Then we split the document. We initialize the embedding model from Hugging Face. It's the famous all mini LM. And then we use the Hugging Face embedding to embed documents and save them in the Chroma DB. And finally we create the retriever. Okay, let's run this. And now in this code snippet we are going to import create retrieval chain, create staff document chain, and chat prompt template. First we define the system prompt. You are an assistant for question answering task. Use only the following piece of retrieved context to answer. If the answer is not in the context, say that you don't know. That will make the large language model answer only from the given information. Then we are going to create the prompt based on the system prompt, and the prompt will be sent as a second variable to the create staff document chain. Then we will invoke this RAG chain using an input question, which is على ماذا يحتوي شعار فلسطين? What are the elements included in the Palestinian emblem or the Palestinian logo? When we run this, the answer we have is I don't know. So let's move to the second part, which is RAG on the parsed Markdown. This time we will use the Markdown variable as input instead of the original PDF file. So the same structure for the RAG pipeline, we keep the same structure, only the chunks will be based on the final Markdown, as I said. We use the same embedder, the same prompt, and when we run this, we will see that the answer comes in, and على حسب المعلومات المتاحة الشعار الفلسطيني يحتوي على طائر ذهبي في الجزء العلوي. So based on the given information, the Palestinian logo contains a bird, golden bird, on the upper side, but it doesn't mention what that bird contains or other stuff. So yeah, it knows that the logo is a bird. Okay, let's see. So just to refresh your mind that the Palestinian logo is a bird, an eagle, let's say. And with this, we can say that we have enhanced the RAG pipeline with additional information, and we can answer other questions like what are the colors in the Palestinian flag, or what is the name of the national anthem. So this use case is like just an intro, but imagine if we have a large book containing a lot of images or a large report with many charts and graphics. This will be a valuable component for context augmentation, and you will extract more valuable information from the book besides the text itself. Okay. One second utility of the Mistral OCR that I want to share with you is the image parsing. So let's say that we have an image with a lot of information. So in this case, let's import the CV. It's a CV. Let me show you the original image. It's a JPEG of CV containing like 2 columns with the image and the experience and education. When we send it in one shot, this is the parsed CV. We can see that the image is not very well cropped, but we can still see the face. Also, we have all the information needed. There is a small limitation. For example, as you can see here, we have the dates are separately parsed, and then we will have all the information. So it's not very well accurate, but all the information, as I verified, are being parsed. So yeah, this is the end of today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And if you have any other ideas or project that we can use the Mistral OCR in it, please leave a comment, and see you in the next tutorial. Thank you and goodbye.